Amid everything happening in life, a message is still waiting for you to hear it. Today, God's love unending invite you to pause because the Father wants to whisper it into your heart.
My beloved child, the one I have held close to, my heart like a pearl in the depths of the sea. Do you know that from the very first moment you cried your way into this world, I have already seen the entire path you would walk? Your eyes, more than just instruments of sight, are the windows of your soul, the lamps that illuminate your mind, the place where the deepest and most wondrous things I planted within you are reflected. You have lived many years with those eyes. You have watched the dawn stretch and awaken, bathed in the crimson fire of twilight, and closed them beneath the eaves as the rain softly fell. But now, those eyes no longer shine as they once did. You have grown weary hoping, then despairing, waiting for a miracle in each doctor's visit, in every pill, in every word of medical advice. And yet, all of it seems like scattered echoes, without response. My child, I know each time you have quietly wiped away your tears, because the words on the page no longer appear clearly. I know the moments you strain your vision to catch a glimpse of a loved one in the blur, the times you've had to stop and set your dreams aside because your eyes no longer walk beside you as they once did. I see it all. I hear your sighs, silent as they may seem. I feel the confusion in your heart. Why would a gift like sight become such a burden? But, dearest one, what I give is never meaningless, and what you are going through has never been outside of my loving plan. Tonight, in the stillness that you mistake for loneliness, is in truth the moment I am closest to you. When the machines are quiet, when no more instructions are left to follow, when you are alone with yourself, that is when I whisper to you. In the language of truth and deep love, I chose you not because you are strong, but because I knew you would persevere long enough to receive the miracle of healing. A miracle is not merely a dazzling moment to be remembered, but a journey where you learn to trust, even when everything around you says hope is gone. For I know the thoughts I think toward you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. This is not just a line inscribed in sacred text. It is my breath placed into your life before you were formed in your mother's womb. Though your eyes may dim, they are fully enveloped in my design. It is not physical blindness that weakens you, but the moment you abandon faith in me, that is when true darkness descends. Remember those moments when light kissed your face, when you stood beneath the sun and gazed into the vast sky. Do you still remember what it felt like to be truly alive tonight? I will restore what you thought was lost. But before I act, you must open your heart not with your eyes, but with your soul. Speak to me. With all sincerity, I am ready, because when you say those words, the door to the miracle is unlocked. Not because you prayed more, not because you lived holier than others, but because you have come to the end of yourself. And it is there my grace rushes in. I do not promise that healing will come in the blink of an eye like lightning, but I promise you this: I am at work. The seed of the miracle has been sown tonight, on the tender ground of your faith. You are not alone. I am here, in your very breath, in the heartbeat that trembles with renewed hope. When the world runs out of answers, that is when heaven begins to speak. My child, do not turn away. Look at me, even through blurred eyes, for in that gaze of faith, there is a light the physical eyes can never see. You have felt small in the sea of humanity, wondered why your prayers seem to echo unanswered. But I have never taken my eyes off you. Not once have I turned away. What you mistook as silence was me weaving a miracle behind the invisible veil. You are not a number among millions. You are the child I call by name. Every night I place my hand upon your head and bless your sleep. Every tear you shed is kept by me like a precious gem. Do not think I do not understand. I understand more than you could ever imagine. Remember how I walked with Daniel's friends in the fiery furnace, how I healed the blind man at Jericho, how I touched the leper cast aside by society. These stories are not just for telling, they are living proof that miracles have never ceased. And now, you are the next page in that book of grace. You will no longer struggle alone. You will no longer guess at light through shadow. For I, Jehovah Rapha, the Lord who heals, am now performing my work in your body. Quiet your mind, and let your heart speak what your logic cannot grasp. Healing is not only for the eyes, but for your weary soul. You no longer need to fear that tomorrow your sight will vanish, for my light is eternal, untouched by time or darkness. And if you are trembling, if you are unsure, let my words strengthen you. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. Isaiah 43:1. Tonight, let the miracle begin, not just in your body, but in your entire being. Your eyes will see again, but more importantly, your soul will believe again. Are you ready, my beloved child? If you are, speak clearly in your spirit. I am ready. And when you do, I, the Creator, the one who knows every tear you've cried, will reach out with my powerful hand and touch you. You will see again, not just with your eyes, but with a heart that finally knows it was never forsaken. That, child, is the greatest light any eyes could behold. My precious one, held gently in the palm of my mighty, loving hand. Now open your heart to receive the gentle wind of heaven blowing through. In my boundless mercy, I not only see the pain in your body, but I feel every fear whispering deep within your soul. I know there are moments when you feel yourself fading beneath the weariness, swallowed by the cold silence of lingering illness, as though something is slowly snuffing out the flame of life within you. But child, do not let that darkness deceive you, for I am the light that never fades. And tonight, that light shall touch you from head to toe, from body to soul, from aching places to the unseen cracks of your heart. Imagine, dear one, that in this very moment, every chain is breaking, not by human strength, but by the power of the Creator. The illnesses that have marked your body like unwanted guests, clinging to you without release tonight, I cast them out with my breath of power. I need no sword, for my word is life, and one command from my lips can shake even the most stubborn afflictions. He sent out his word and healed them. He rescued them from the grave. Psalm Mea B'Sheba Asarim. Close your eyes not to flee, but to see more clearly within, where I am beginning the wondrous work of restoration. Feel the pain melting like morning dew beneath the sun, the damaged tissues being renewed, the compressed nerves soothed. Do you feel it? That is my breath, gentle yet mighty, moving through your body. Your heart beats with new rhythm. Your lungs expand with the air of grace. Your liver and kidneys are being cleansed by the living waters from the eternal spring. Your brain, the center of your worries and fatigue, is being cradled in my most tender hand, so that every signal within may realign to heaven's perfect design. Do not remain passive. Step toward me in faith. Let your doubts fall like dry leaves in late autumn, lifeless. no longer worth holding. Faith is not reckless blindness, but the only doorway through which heaven's reality enters earth. It is the bridge between human limitation and divine power. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, "Move from here to there," and it will move. Matthew 17:20. You don't need great faith. You just need to dare to believe. I will do the rest. And now, I speak to every part of your body not in whispers, but in sovereign commands from heaven's throne. Close your eyes not to escape, but to look deeply within, where I have begun the wondrous work of restoration. Feel each wave of pain dissolving like morning mist beneath the sunlight, each wounded tissue being renewed, each pinched nerve gently soothed. Can you feel it? That is my breath, tender yet powerful, spreading throughout your entire being. Your eyes, which have long borne the weight of sorrow, disappointment, and silent cries, are now being transformed in the light that streams from the throne of glory. Every tear that has fallen, every time you shut your eyes to hide from life's broken shards, is now becoming a radiant gem, polished in my unconditional love. So close your eyes again and feel the quiet warmth unfolding within. It is the breath of heaven, the soft footsteps of angels drawing near, carrying with them healing that speaks not in words. They come not only to comfort, but to remain with you, beside you, for you are a treasure held in the care of the Most High. They pour the oil of grace into every fracture you have known, singing a song that makes the heavens bow low, until every cell within you hums to the rhythm of peace. Your body, my child, is not a shell destined to decay. It is a temple where my spirit dwells. Do you know that every cell in your body was formed by me, with love and divine intent, and now I am washing it with water from the fountain of mercy. This water doesn't merely cool, it cleanses deep within, flowing into every corner, every place you thought forgotten, to renew, to heal, to resurrect. The wounds are not just of flesh, but of heart, where expectations broke, where dreams were left unfinished. But I, the master craftsman, I am sewing them back together with golden thread from heaven, each stitch not just mending, but beautifying and strengthening. Let go of your worries, for I have carried them upon my shoulders. Fear has been dispelled by the light of truth, and the truth is, you are loved. The truth is, you are not abandoned. The truth is, you are being healed. Tonight is no longer a night of affliction and sorrow, but a night of perfect peace. A peace not given by the world, but by me, the one who said, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." John Erbe Sarah, Isarim, Visheba. Take a deep breath, not just to fill your lungs, but to receive the new life I am giving you. Let your soul rise again. Like a flame rekindled by holy wind, you are no longer bound, no longer burdened. Stand firm in faith, for the miracle is no longer distant, it is happening now. In your very body, in your very breath, in every beat of your heart, you are a living testimony to the power of a God whose love never changes. And when one day you tell your story to others, remember this, not because you prayed enough, but because you dared to believe that even in the darkest night, light can still blaze forth from the highest place, from my heart of mercy. And that, beloved, is the most wondrous truth of all. My beloved child, listen to me with an open heart. For what I am about to speak is the truth that will set you free. I know you long for healing, and yes, I have already begun that work within your body. But, my child, I love you too much to stop at the physical, for I know that even when the body is renewed, if the soul remains in the shadows, you are not truly free. True healing is not merely the absence of illness, it is the restoration of your whole being, both body and spirit. And so now, I go deeper. I enter the still, silent waters within you, the place even you rarely dare to go, in that silence where no one sees and no sound is heard. There are still quiet ripples, doubts long asleep but not gone, sorrows that hum beneath the surface, like a fine dust resting on your heart, echoes of regret you've tried to forget, but cannot erase. You thought time would fade them, but in truth, only light can change them. And now, I, light itself, am calling them out of the darkness, not to judge, but to heal, not to shame, but to set you free. I know you carry many things others do not know, do not understand, or do not care to ask about. Perhaps they are mistakes from your past that tighten your chest with regret whenever you remember. Perhaps they are dreams you once held close, warming your soul like a flickering flame, only to be shattered like glass in your hands by circumstances, by people, by exhaustion. Perhaps they are scars from broken relationships, words that wounded, silences from those who once promised to stay. All these things, no matter how well you hide them, I see them. I know them. And I love you still. And because I love you, I will not let those hidden shadows slowly destroy you from within. I do not merely want you to be healed, I want you to be fully alive, to breathe without wearing a mask, to laugh without swallowing tears, to love without the fear of being hurt again. That is why tonight, I speak to you. Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name. You are mine. Isaiah 43:1, for when you belong to me, nothing can bind you anymore. No sin, no memory, no wound is stronger than the love I have for you. So do not carry those burdens alone any longer. Do not cradle your pain as though it is your destiny. I did not create you for torment. I created you to be free, to rejoice, to shine like the morning light. Bring me all that you've kept hidden, your regrets, your shame, your quiet anger, your nameless sadness. Bring them all before me. You don't have to organize them. You don't have to find the words. Just bring them. Honestly, from the truth of your heart. I will not reject you. I will not turn away. On the contrary, I will shine my light into your darkest corners, so that every part of you, even the one you think is most broken, can be transformed, cleansed, made completely new. My child, what I want you to understand in this very moment is this. My love is not like any love you have ever known. This love does not demand perfection. It does not love you because you are worthy. It loves you right in your weakness, and because I long to heal you at the root. Do not torment yourself over past mistakes. I have already forgiven them. When I forgive, I do not retain. I do not record. I do not remind to accuse. So, my child, forgive yourself too. Release yourself from the cage of the past, from the voice that tells you you are unworthy, that you deserve pain. That is not my voice. My voice is the whisper of love, You are the one I love, the child I have chosen, redeemed, and called by name. Let this love rise where pain once lived. Picture your heart as barren soil, and now I am placing a seed within it, not a seed of bitterness, but a seed of hope, of life, of joy. And my love will be the rain, the gentle sunlight, the warmth that nurtures this seed until it becomes a garden of healing. You will no longer hide from painful memories, for they will be transformed into stories of triumph, of love, of miracles. Beloved, when I work within you, nothing is wasted. No loss is meaningless. No wound is useless. I will gather every fragment like a potter gathers broken pieces, and I will form a new vessel, more beautiful, more resilient, more radiant. This is what I am doing in you. Even now, all you need is the courage to believe, to step out of the darkness of the old and into the new land where freedom, love, and light await. And I, the one who never breaks a promise, will walk with you to the very end of this healing journey. I will not abandon you midway. I will not turn from you when you are weak. I will hold your hand through every season, every long night, every sigh until the day you rise in full strength, with eyes shining and a heart at peace. Are you ready, my beloved child? If you are, let go. Lay every old burden at my feet. And then, open your heart, for I am planting something new within you. A life no longer overshadowed by darkness, but radiant with the purest love of heaven. And that, my child, is the deepest healing I offer you. My dear one, when I touch your body with my healing, do not think the miracle ends with your flesh. What I am doing in you goes far beyond what the eyes can see. For you are not just a body, you are a living soul, breath drawn from me into dust, my reflection in this visible world. And I know, in the hidden depths of your soul where no one else can look, there remain unhealed things, silent regrets, nameless fears, wounds time could not mend. But child, do not hide them anymore. Let me enter, gently and powerfully, to reach the very place you thought had been shut forever. I see it all, the nights you wept over mistakes you cannot undo, the memories you thought buried that cling like shadows. I see the dreams once blazing now lying in shards, and all the times you were abandoned, betrayed, wounded by those you trusted most. But my child, there is no darkness my light cannot reach. I am calling those things out of hiding not to shame you, but to shine on them with my glory and transform them. Can you hear me? This is not the voice of judgment. It is the gentle call of the one who loves you enough to bleed for you. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they are red as crimson, they shall be like wool. Isaiah 1:18. I do not require you to be perfect before coming to me. I myself will make you whole. But to do that, you must bring everything not hidden, not hoarded, and place it at my feet. The suppressed anger, the unspoken remorse, the bleeding wounds, lay them down, and I will carry them. Forgive yourself as I have forgiven you. For there is no condemnation for those who belong to me. In the place once filled with pain, I will grow a garden of hope. Pure, radiant love will sprout in the soil once occupied by sorrow. This is not the end, my child, it is a beginning. This transformation does not merely heal, it opens a new door for your life. You are no longer the same. What was old has passed away. Behold, all things are becoming new. Open your eyes, not just your physical eyes, now restored, but your spiritual eyes, once clouded by grief and doubt. Look, the dawn is breaking, the light of a new day. A new chapter is flooding your sky. Night may linger, but it trembles before my morning light, for it cannot resist my radiance. Everything once powerless in you will now be replaced by strength that will astonish even you. The sorrowful words you once whispered in silence will be replaced with songs of joy. You will walk not burdened, but free like one released from chains. I am not only healing your body, I am renewing your entire being. From the inside out, from the past to a radiant future. And when tomorrow comes, you will not wake with anxiety. You will no longer await pain's return. Instead, when the first light touches your skin, you will feel a life rising from deep within, not a fleeting feeling, but a steady river of new life. You will rise from your bed with peace in your heart, light in your eyes, and feet ready to step into every good thing I have prepared. And above all, you will no longer doubt my promises. Your faith will no longer be vague, but firm like stone. You will know, not just in your mind, but in your living experience, that I am the faithful God, that I keep every promise, that when I begin a good work in you, I finish it. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians 6. Tonight, my child, is a night of healing. But even greater than that, a resurrection is taking place. From the ashes of disappointment, I am creating something new and glorious. From what seemed worthless, I am forming a living testimony of love and grace. You do not have to understand everything. Just keep walking with me, day by day, breath by breath, and I will lead you into a journey more beautiful than anything you have imagined. For I, the one who has called you, am faithful, and I will not leave you halfway. You began this night fragile and weary, but you will end it clothed in light and filled with power. Be strong, my child. The miracle has begun, and I will not stop until you are truly free completely, wholly, and eternally, my beloved child. Now that my breath has seeped into every bone, every cell, every beat of your heart, pause in this moment, not to hesitate, but to celebrate. Yes, celebrate not with joyful music or dazzling fireworks, but with the deep trembling of your soul, knowing that right now, a completely new chapter is unfolding. Not merely the next chapter of the old story, but a radiant, glorious chapter, written by my own hand, crafted with love, divine providence, and the ink of destiny. This chapter, my child, is a chapter of victory. Not a victory defined by the world, not one that craves fame or medals, but a quiet, profound triumph. The triumph over fear, over doubt, over the toxic words that once weighed heavily on your mind. It is the chapter of purpose, when your life is no longer about survival, but about leading, about healing, about becoming a lighthouse amidst the crashing waves of this world. And above all, it is the chapter of fulfillment, not the fleeting contentment the world chases, but the sacred completeness that surpasses all you've ever imagined or dreamed. What no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love Him. 1 Corinthians 2-9. My child, I want you to etch this truth deep into your soul. You are not defined by your circumstances. You are not your illness, not your rejections, not your shattered dreams or your quiet disappointments. You are not the dry seasons of your life. You are my chosen one, the precious vessel shaped by my hands of mercy. You are fertile soil into which I have sown seeds of power and hope. You are light, not a light of your own making, but one I have kindled in you to shine even in the darkest places. And because that light lives within you, you cannot hide it. Let your life be a testimony not to boast, but because the world needs those who were once broken and are now whole, who were once lost and have now been led home, to become guides for others. Speak. My child, do not keep hidden the wonders you have seen and heard tonight. Tell them how you felt the warmth of heaven course down your spine, flow through your veins, stirring even the driest places within you. Tell them of the peace that rose within your mind, like a gentle stream flowing through the desert. Tell them of hope, not as a vague concept, but as a true flame ignited in your soul. I need you to speak, for there is power in your words. You do not need to be eloquent. You do not need grand language, only sincerity. It is this honesty that reaches hearts. A genuine testimony, spoken from a heart that has known pain and has now been healed, can awaken dormant faith in another. You may not know it, but when you share your journey, new miracles begin to unfold not only in your life but in the lives of those who hear you. You will unlock doors for those struggling in the dark. You will become a signpost that God still moves, that miracles still happen, that light still blazes, even in these shadowed times. And as you walk forward, whether in small, tentative steps, know that you do not walk alone. Each step you take is guided by my gentle hand. I do not rush you, nor do I push. I lead you as a father leads his beloved child, step by step, never letting go. When you are weary, I will carry you. When you lose your way, I will call your name in a voice soft as a mountain stream. And when doubt knocks at the door of your heart, as it surely will remember this moment, remember the life that surged into you tonight. Remember the promise I etched into your soul. And if everything becomes blurry, if your mind is clouded by the fog of life, just one thing: call my name. One word is enough. I will not delay. I will answer not only with breath, but with thunder from heaven, shaking everything that dares to threaten you. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. Psalm 91, 15. Tonight, you have been healed not only in body, but in soul, not only from pain, but into purpose, not only for a moment, but into a new destiny. Live into that. Do not retreat. Step forward, not because you are strong, but because you know you are held. And shine not because you are radiant, but because I have placed light within you for the world to see. My dear child, this is your hour. This is the new chapter of life I have written with eternal love. Live it with courage, with joy, with faith. For whatever I begin, I also complete. And what I have begun in you is a miracle that will never cease to flow. So live, walk, and proclaim, for the world is waiting for you. And I, the one who has called and healed you, will walk with you forever. Beloved child, when your feet grow tired from a journey that seems endless, when your shoulders are burdened by weights no one else can see, when your heart grows cold because hope has withered, remember that I, the one who formed you with love and grace, I am still here, I have never left you, not for a single moment. Even when you pass through the fire, I am with you, even in the dark. My eyes are upon you. I know every step you take, every sigh you breathe in the night, every trembling heartbeat you thought no one noticed. And I want you to know this: when you are weary, I will be your strength. When you can no longer walk, I will carry you. I do not demand you to be strong always, for in your weakness, my power is made perfect. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12-9. You do not have to stumble alone through the night. I am the lamp to your feet, the light to your path. I go before you to clear the way. I walk beside you to protect you, and I follow behind to lift you when you fall. You are not striving alone, because the covenant between you and me remains unbroken, not eroded by time, not shaken by trials, not destroyed by failure. That covenant is etched not in ink or empty promises, but in the holy blood of sacrifice, an eternal offering from the cross, where I bore your heaviest burdens so you could walk free. Every thread of time, every fragment of your story, is woven by my wise and loving hands. Nothing happens outside my design, not even the moments when you feel forgotten. But tonight, my child, I speak something new. I speak not only to your body, but to the longing heart within you. I know there are unspoken things you carry, dreams closed off, desires buried by years of illness and sorrow. You once dared to dream, to envision great things, but then came the pain, the disappointments, the doctor's silent head shakes, and slowly, the flame within you dimmed. You stopped hoping, afraid to be hurt again. But beloved child, I have not come only to heal your body. I have come to reignite the flame within you. Dream again. Let your heart dare to long again. And do not dream timidly, dream boldly, fully. For I am the Lord who can do exceedingly above all you ask or imagine. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. I am breathing new life into your soul, so that what once seemed dead might live again. The dreams you forgot, I am calling them back, now clothed in new radiance, no longer veiled by fear, no longer worn by time. They shall live again like flowers blooming in the desert, like dawn after the longest night. You will find yourself revived not only in body, but in passion, in the calling I planted in your heart from the very beginning. I do not merely restore what was lost, I make it better, greater, deeper. The dreams you've long carried, the journeys you long to take, the things you wish to build, the souls you wish to touch, they will no longer be held back by old chains. I have broken them. I have set you free. Now is the time for you to step into a new season, a season of rebirth, where dreams take flight by the power of the Spirit. My child, I did not call you only to heal you and send you back to how things were. I called you to take you further, higher, deeper. You are not just a recipient, you are a carrier. You are not just healed, you are a witness of heaven's miracles. You will no longer live in silence. You will raise your voice in a new song, the song of one who was lost, but now is found. Believe. My child, do not be afraid to dream big, for you have a God greater than all your dreams. Let me lead you. Do not return to the smallness of the past. The dawn has come, and you are the one chosen to greet it with a heart full of faith, I hope, and deep gratitude. And one day, when you look back, you will understand not a single tear was wasted. No dream was too late. And nothing, not illness, not heartbreak, not failure could ever stop the good I have destined for you. Now, take a deep breath, truly deep, and let every word I've spoken tonight sink into your soul. For this is not just a night of healing. This is the beginning of a new life, a life you never dared to imagine in your darkest hours. But I, who see all things, have already prepared it for you. And now, I invite you to enter in, my precious child. Now that the light within you has been ignited and your soul has tasted my touch, perhaps a new desire is quietly rising, a longing to live for something greater than yourself. Perhaps you dream of serving, of reaching others as you have just been reached in this wondrous night. And I want you to know that desire is not random. It is a seed I planted in your heart from the very beginning, now finally sprouting after many silent days of waiting. Do not reject it. Do not let fear or feelings of not enough steal it. For I, who began a good work in you, will bring it to completion. Maybe your dream is creativity to raise your voice through words, music, color, dance, or bold ideas. Do not belittle those dreams. They are not accidents. They are sparks from the divine will I placed in you while you were still in the womb. I gave you not only life, I gave you gifts, emotions, intuition, and passion as tools to express the beauty of heaven on earth. Do you know that every true dream in you is a thread in the great garment I am weaving for all humanity? When you live your calling fully, you help complete the loving masterpiece I am painting for this world. Whatever your calling may look like, whether healer, teacher, artist, leader, or simply one who plants faith with a sincere smile, I have equipped you completely. There is no lack in my design. Every gift needed for the journey has been given at the right time, in the right way. The question is not whether you are enough, but whether you believe I am enough for you. And when you do, you will see what you thought was a limit is where the miracle begins. And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. 2 Corinthians 9-8. My child, lean in and listen to the very beat of your heart. For there, I am whispering. Your deepest passion is the echo of your mission. The quiet but fierce call, guiding you ever closer to your truest expression in me. When you live aligned with that call, you are no longer just alive. You become the embodiment of light, of purpose, of eternal joy. And this world is longing for souls like that, souls who do not merely survive, but live with fire in their hearts and unwavering steps forward. Now, after all that has been given, I send you a tender invitation. Stay with me, not in the noise, not in the crowd, but in the secret place where only you and I dwell. Do not think of it as small or weak. That place is the sacred chamber of transformation. There, you will not need to strive to hear, only to be still and recognize. In the silence of the soul, I will speak what words cannot say. In the closing of your eyes, I will open to you new horizons. It is the place where all life begins, not in chaos or competition, but in the roots, the place where you pause to listen, the place where you speak with me in quietness. It is in those moments of stillness that great revelations await you, not knowledge from books, but a clarity that surpasses all logic, enough to carry you through trials without losing your way. You will discover joy, not the fleeting kind, but the joy that stands firm through every storm. And you will encounter love not just as a feeling, but as an anchor, a strength that holds you together when the winds rise. Prayer is not merely words. You don't need to beautify your language. Speak with what is most true, for prayer is the bridge between heaven and earth. Every time you speak, I hear. Every time you sigh, I perceive. Every breath of sorrow I have already felt. So use prayer freely, without limit, without formula. Let it become the natural rhythm of your life, like breath, like morning light, and meditation. My child, is not laziness. It is the fertile ground where the spirit is renewed. It is the moment when you release the noise and return to your source. It is when you no longer strive to understand, but surrender into the arms of the all-knowing One. Embrace it daily, not as a task to complete, but as a doorway opened for you to walk into deep healing. In those sacred seconds, you will realize there is a stream within you, always flowing, and no sickness, no sorrow, no despair can ever touch its waters. Let your very life become a living praise, not through song, but through honesty. Let your footsteps leave marks of love upon the earth. Let your gaze become a refuge for the lost. Let your heart, touched by healing, become the beginning of countless miracles. And above all, stay with me. No rush, no performance, just presence. For where you are present with me is where everything begins, again fresh, strong, and filled with a love that never fades. I am still here, and I will always be here, in every breath, in every quiet moment, in every whisper that only your soul can hear. So return, my child, return each day. Return to me, and I will give you a life that is not merely existence, but a song radiant, alive, and full of power. Beloved child, when your eyes lift to seek healing, I do not forget the other eyes, those that watch you in silent love and quiet worry. I see it all, from the rough hands of a father holding yours at the bedside, to the sleepless eyes of a mother, awake not for rest, but for every fragile breath you take. I see the gaze of a friend praying silently in a corner, the gentle smile of a nurse who, though well acquainted with pain, still chooses hope each day. I see every soft touch, every word of comfort, every warmth that entered your heart when you thought you were alone. They are not merely companions. They are living expressions of my love moving through your life. Bless them, my child. Pray that each one be filled with patience, with wisdom, and with deep compassion, gifts not made by human effort, but poured out from my abundant grace. For in loving you, they are walking in my truth. Their love is not only their own, it is mine. Planted in them for you a love that endures, that persists, that never gives up. We love because he first loved us. Achad John Arba, Tisha Sarah. Never forget this. Every step you are upheld, every time you moved forward when it felt impossible, bears their mark. Give them strength when they are weary, encouragement when they cry alone at night, joy when even a small breakthrough comes. Let the healing happen not only in you, but also in them, for sometimes those who care carry invisible wounds of their own. I know illness is a burden not only for the one who bears it, but for all who love around them. That silent pressure can strain relationships, sharpen tender words, make embraces rare. But my child, I am the one who restores what seems broken. Where there are fractures, I breathe new life. I weave fragile threads again with heavenly fiber of forgiveness, of listening, of unconditional love. Let forgiveness flow between you, like a spring that softens dry ground. Let laughter rise again in the house, not because everything is perfect, but because life is still being given. Every day, let gratitude be the shared song of your family, a song without music, but echoing in every meal, every held hand, every seemingly insignificant moment that is truly miraculous. And when the miracle takes root, when health is restored, when the soul is lifted, remember to honor the vessel that carries your spirit. Your body is not merely flesh, it is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Where I dwell, do not see its care as trivial. Nourish it as you would tend a sacred treasure. Choose food that brings life, not out of fear, but out of love. Move your body not to meet worldly standards, but to flow in the rhythm of life I designed. Rest not in laziness, but in quietness to hear my whisper. These small habits, eating, resting, moving, are not burdens. They are a holy dance of reverence for body and spirit. They are not separate from the spiritual life. They are your living faith. For I made you as one, body and soul in harmony. Care also for your mind. My child, your thoughts, the soil where faith takes root, must be kept clean like a tended garden. Remove the lies of despair, the silent voices that deny your worth, the thoughts that sink you in shame. Instead, fill it with truth. You are my beloved, chosen, forgiven, and endlessly graced. I sow beauty and grace into your mind. Learn to speak to yourself the words I whisper each night, that you are enough, that you are loved, that nothing, not your past, not your illness, can steal the brilliant future I have prepared for you. Wholeness of body, mind, and spirit is not a blessing for you alone. It is a light for others to see my power. You will not just be healed, you will become a living testimony of redeeming love. A letter of Christ, written not with ink, but with the living Spirit, 2 Corinthians 3:3. My child, the life ahead is not a return to the old, it is a wholly new beginning. And in this life, every small act, a meal, a nap, a gentle word, can become a holy offering. If done in love and gratitude, live as one who is saved, who is healed, who is loved. For this is the deepest truth about you. And finally, my child, remember, healing does not end with physical health. It roots itself in every relationship, every habit, every thought, and blooms into the life you now live. You do not need to become someone else. Just live fully in my light. Each day, for you just as you are already enough to reflect the glory of the one who made you. And that, my child, is the most beautiful miracle of all. Beloved, once you have experienced deep healing in your body and soul, understand that it was never meant solely for your personal peace. It is a sacred calling, an invitation into the great work of healing that is unfolding across all creation. For I am not content with isolated miracles, with fleeting wonders confined to individuals. I do not only long for the restoration of one's soul, I yearn for the resurrection of the whole world, every person, every community, every nation, every drop of water, and every inch of earth I am accomplishing a great work, the redemption of all creation. And you, my child, have been touched not to live for yourself, but to become a living part of that mission. Be awake. Do not let the miracle you've received become a framed memory, admired, but no longer alive. Let it be the beginning of your participation. When you are healed, you are not just given a gift, you are entrusted with a sacred responsibility to carry the light that touched you into other dark places, where despair still clings, where justice is still silenced, where the voices of the weak are still buried under layers of power and apathy. I am waiting for you to become a bearer of fire, not a fire that destroys, but one that warms, illuminates, and awakens life. Let every breath after your healing become a prayer not just for yourself, but for the broken lands of this world. Prayer is not only an inner act, it is a connection. Each prayer of yours is a stream flowing into the great river of mercy pouring over humanity. When you pray for justice, you uplift the crushed. When you pray for peace, you reach for hearts bleeding from hate, war, and division. When you pray for the liberation of the oppressed, you breathe freedom into a world suffocating under fear, poverty, and neglect. Do not underestimate the power of sincere prayer. It is a quiet seed that alters the course of history. Yet prayer must be joined with action. When the energy of faith, hope, and kindness is rekindled within you, let it become fuel that propels you to act. Action need not be grand by the world's measure. A loving gesture, a word of protection, a compassionate deed, these are the heartbeats of my spirit echoing through your life. I do not seek heroes atop towers, I seek those willing to walk in the ordinary, carrying kindness as their banner, and courage in their steps. I need souls like yours, ones that have been wounded, healed, and now understand the pain of others. You don't need to solve every problem to begin. You only need to begin with love, and with sincerity, each day. Let the light within you lead you to where it is most needed. It might be a neighbor dwelling in loneliness. It might be a coworker quietly battling the weight of life. It could be a child who has never known a comforting embrace, an elder forgotten by society, or someone wandering the city streets with empty eyes, having lost faith in kindness. Remember this: no act of compassion is too small in my eyes, and nothing done out of love ever goes unnoticed. I see it all, and I weave it into the divine tapestry of redemption I am creating for humanity. My beloved, this world groans in unspeakable pain. Creation cries out in longing for deliverance. There are lands poisoned by greed, people suffocated by the silence of their fellow human beings. Yet in the midst of it all, I am raising up lighthouses, souls like yours, to bring forth light. Do not wait for a perfect moment. The instant you hear the call, you are ready. I will walk with you. The strength you need, I will provide. The door that must be opened, I will open. All I ask is your willingness, and I will take care of the rest. Walk forward with a heart ablaze. Let the healing you have received become the very material you use to rebuild what has been broken. When you act in love, you take part in the grand work I, myself, am undertaking, the restoration of the entire universe. You are not acting alone. You are united with the divine, with thousands upon thousands of silent servants, transforming the world into a place worthy of life. And when you grow weary, remember this: every drop of sweat for justice, every tear shed in compassion, every refusal to be indifferent These are the seeds of a springtime of hope. In the darkest places, you will carry light. Where despair reigns, you will sow hope. And every step you take, even in silence, is a step forward in the work of redemption. Never underestimate your role. You are a vital link in the chain of miracles unfolding upon the earth. Live as if this is true, because it is. Now that you have heard, seen, and been touched, go forth not only with a healed heart, but with a heart awakened. Carry this calling with you in every breath, every deed, every word. Do not wait until you feel good enough. It is within your imperfection that love works most powerfully. So love, act, and I will be there. Not only in the sacred hush of night, but in the ordinary rhythm of daily life, where I long for you to ignite small sparks until one day the entire world is lit aflame with the fire of restorative love. Beloved child, pause for a moment amidst the rush and chaos within, and listen. There is a sound rising from deep within you, a gentle vibration only a soul open to wonder can sense. Feel it with me, not with your ears, but with a heart beating in tune with the sacred pulse of life, the echoes of ancient blessings, still trembling quietly, awakening once more within your very body. It is the sigh of Baramus, the one once engulfed by despair, who sat forever on the margins of life, set free by a single touch. Now, that same breath rises from your chest, a sign of transformation. It is when your body begins to feel the flow of new life, when your soul realizes it is no longer forgotten, no longer lost. The current that once stirred the waters of Bethesda, where a man lay for 38 years hoping for a chance to be healed, is no longer outside of you. That power, unbound by space or time, is now flowing through your veins. It no longer needs an angel to trouble the waters. I, the one speaking to you, am the living water, reaching into the deepest parts of your being, awakening places you thought could never come alive again. And the light, the one that opened the eyes of Jairus' daughter, the little girl lying still in tears and despair, that same light now waits behind your eyelids. It does not come from outside, but from within. Everything is ready. All that remains is your agreement, just one nod, one whispered, "I believe." And that light will surge forth radiant, powerful, unstoppable. Tonight, my child, I do not bring a borrowed miracle from the past. I do not offer a replica of an old story. I bring my very presence, not a temporary gift, but eternal reality. The original power that reshapes everything broken within you, ready to restore not only what can be seen, health, hearing, sight, sleep, but also what cannot, trust, will, desire, and the true identity that life tried to wear away. Stand with me now at the sacred crossroads of history and hope. This is not imaginary, it is happening here. Now, this moment is the meeting place of time's river, this encounter. This breath, you may think it's coincidence, but it is intentional, prepared long ago. In heaven's records, every miracle ever performed is written not coldly, but with deep love and precision. There is a record of how a mother's tears slid down her cheek, of how the sky turned pale blue that day, of the scent of the earth after rain, and the salt of sweat on the forehead of a pilgrim limping on bloodied feet but shining with faith. Nothing is forgotten because everything leads to this. The moment I meet you again, close your eyes and let your soul touch the tapestry woven from thousands of such stories, a tapestry of grace, stretching from Eden to now, from the healing of the patriarchs to you, what you thought were legends, what you once heard but felt were too distant. Now come alive, their echoes knocking on your door, waiting for your heart to open so they can explode into reality. They are not far. They are not past. They are now. And when your faith, though small as a mustard seed, connects with that flow, miracle s'appelle. Fire bursts from coals, thought long cold. Your faith lights the flame, and my power not hidden, not hesitant, but fiery and full of life fans it into a blaze of rebirth, a fire that does not destroy, but burns away every doubt, every shackle, every old voice saying, "You're not worthy. It's too late. You have nothing left to give." All of them melt away before this fire. Doubt, the silent enemy of miracles, cannot stand against the alliance of faith and power. Doubt whispers, "This isn't for you. It's just a fleeting feeling." But faith replies, "I know whom I have believed." And power answers, "I do not change what I did then. I do now." My child, this alliance between your fragile trust and my infinite love is a force no darkness can resist. It is a road through the wilderness, a river in a wasteland, life where there was only death. You do not need to be perfect to enter in. You only need to be honest about your weakness, your longing, the pain you've carried so long. And when you are honest, I will act not just with emotion, not just with comfort, but with true transformation. Every fiber, every thought, every tired habit will be replaced by a new life, life flowing from my eternal being, pouring like healing rain upon cracked, barren ground. Tonight, you are invited not only to be healed, but to become part of the great current of healing itself. Picture yourself as a lamp just lit. That light is not only to guide your path, but to shine into the lost corners where others are stumbling. What you've just received is not merely a gift, it is a trust, a calling. And in that calling, you are never alone. I never send without going with you. With every new day, this light will continue to shine if you guard it with gratitude. With constant nearness to me, you will know when to pause to be refilled, and when to stretch out your hands to pour into others. In this rhythm, being filled, being poured out, and filled again, you will live in harmony with the divine, and the light will never go out. Rise up now, beloved, and remember this: you are not just one who was touched. You are one who is sent. You are not just one who was healed. You are one who carries healing. And you are not merely one who believes, you are one who inspires others to dare believe again. That is a great honor, a sacred mission. And it begins now as your faith burns bright, as your body trembles with the breath of wonder, and as I, the one who never changes, stand beside you at the crossroads of history and hope. My precious child, let your mind drift back to the ancient past, where I once stood among the hungry crowds, and with a few loaves and fish, fed thousands. Remember the raging storm I silenced with a single word, turning the sea into glass. Recall the chains that once bound bodies and souls, and how, under my hand, they crumbled into nothing, as if they had never been. These were never merely displays of power, they were sacred invitations. Invitations into intimate communion between the eternal and the finite, between your heart and mine. Miracles, my child, were never meant to be the end. They were not given to satisfy momentary need. nor to prove anything. Each miracle is a doorway opening into deeper truth about who I am. They are my loving whispers. I am not only the healer of bodies, but the healer of invisible wounds, not only the one who restores broken legs, but the one who rebuilds shattered faith. Not only light for your eyes, but light for the soul lost in darkness. When I touch someone, I do not merely fix, I recreate, renew, and restore both life and purpose. And now, as you feel my hand gently touching your eyes, know that what you have just experienced is not an isolated act. It is the culmination of a miraculous stream that began at the dawn of creation. Your eyes are not merely biological organs for sight, they are gateways to perception. Messengers carrying the beauty of the world I have made. Every ray of light passing through your eyes bears a fragment of the sacred. Each time you blink, creation is being received and reflected within your soul. Thus, when I heal your eyes, I am not simply restoring a sense. I am unlocking deeper currents, those of intuition, of silent understanding that transcends language. I am awakening compassion, so that you may not only look, but truly see, not merely observe, but feel, not just register images, but perceive the soul behind every face, every tear, every smile, and in the eyes of others, still yearning for what you have just received. And from those eyes, now restored, living waters will begin to flow, the waters of empathy, of forgiveness, of divine guidance. From within you, the seeds I have planted will grow and bear fruit. You will no longer see the world the same. You will recognize where love is needed, where hope is missing, where a tender gaze must replace judgment. These very eyes, once clouded, once dimmed, are now instruments by which I play the melody of healing for this world. Imagine, if you can, a great mosaic, not painted with oils or ink, but crafted from restored lives. Each piece is someone once lost and now found, an arm once withered now reaching to embrace a loved one, a heart once cold now burning bright, a blind man who now sees the sky, but more importantly, see love. Each small miracle woven into a magnificent tapestry stretching across the heavens, touching the earth, crossing all boundaries of language, culture, and time. And now, you, my beloved, are being placed into that mosaic as the final piece to complete a masterpiece long awaited. Your eyes are the missing tile. When I touch them, the artwork is finished. No more cracks remain. No darkness can obscure the light that has been ignited. No wound can mar the sacred beauty. My brushstroke is perfect, for it is guided by pure, unconditional love. The colors I use are not of this world. They are the hues of hope, of faith, of resurrection. And now, your restored vision is not merely a physical miracle, it is glory. The summit of a journey. I have walked with you. Every time you were weary, I walked beside you. Every time you fell, I lifted you. Every time you doubted, I waited. And now, what once seemed impossible has come to pass, not because you were strong enough, but because I never gave up on you. Do not think this is just a moment to be remembered. This is a turning point. It is where a new chapter begins. Your eyes, now made clear, are instruments for bringing light to others. See the world not as something to endure, but as sacred ground in need of healing. Use your eyes to see what others cannot, to see light in darkness, potential in ruins, a path in the maze. my hand touching their lives through you. Now, the mosaic is complete, but the journey is only beginning. You are not merely one who has been healed, you are one who carries a portion of my glory, molded to reflect living love into the world. Live like light, not blinding, but warm, not boastful, but steadfast. These healed eyes are the lamp I have placed on a high stand, to illuminate every space you enter. And where there is light, darkness cannot remain. Walk forward, my child, with clear eyes and an open heart, for what I have done for you, I will also do through you for many others, for many lives, for a world longing to see miracles made real. And that miracle, beloved child, is you. When my light has truly opened your eyes, not just the physical, but the eyes of the soul, life will no longer be the same. The world you once knew with all its ordinary appearances will become utterly transformed. As you awaken into the vision I've given you, you will look upon the world with a wonder, as if seeing it for the first time, as if heaven itself has drawn back the veil for you to behold what was always there, yet unseen. The colors around you, each leaf, each sunbeam, each raindrop will no longer be just color, but the vibrant breath of my being animating every form. You will sense their radiant intensity, not because they have changed, but because your eyes have. Green will no longer be just green, but a hymn of life. Red will not just be warmth, but the pulse of my heart in the cosmos. Every light, every shadow, every shade in between will become silent messages, a second language, readable only by those whose eyes have been opened by faith. You will see the faces of others, faces you once passed by without notice, and suddenly recognize layers of emotion behind every glance. Every wrinkle, every faint tightening of the lips. The face of a poor mother preparing the evening meal will appear to you as a sacred portrait of sacrifice. The face of a child begging by the roadside will no longer be just a sign of need, but a mirror of love unfulfilled. The faces of the elderly, the homeless, the seemingly forgotten, they will all reveal my presence in humanity. And your heart will tremble at each gaze. For now, you are seeing them with my eyes, the same eyes that stopped for the crippled, wept at Lazarus's tomb, and looked with love upon Peter after his denial. But more than the outer world, this new sight will turn inward into the sanctuary within. You will see clearly the place where I dwell, where I have whispered to you all along. Though drowned out by life's noise, it is the tapestry of my presence, woven through your every breath, every heartbeat, every flicker of light across your soul. When you come to stillness, you will perceive the golden thread of divine life woven even into the smallest things, the morning song of a bird, the scent of fresh bread, the warm grip of a loved one's hand, even the quiet sob in the dark. All are my whispers. I am here. Oat, in this awakening, you will begin to sense something deep you had never fully understood before, the silent priorities within the pain of others. You will feel their yearning to be seen, to be understood, to be loved, even when they cannot say it. You will no longer view them through the lens of judgment or distance, but with a delicate closeness, as though their pain and yours came from the same source, the source of all humanity's longing for redemption. In this sensitivity, you will no longer be able to look away. You will become a living vessel of my compassion, not because you strive, but because you have been transformed into part of me. Remember the story of one who also experienced a vision restored like yours, the story of Paul on the road to Damascus. He then called Saul was a persecutor of my followers. zealous yet blind of heart. He believed he was serving God, but in truth, he was opposing love. On that road, light from heaven, brighter than the sun, cast him to the ground. He became blind only to have his sight restored 3 days later through Ananias's prayer. But the true change was not in his sight, but in his vision. Enemies became brothers. The outcast became his mission. And from that moment, Paul, with healed eyes, traveled not to gain fame, but to share the love that had saved him. So will you, my child. When your eyes are opened, your life will no longer be your own. You will realize that the life you were given is meant to be poured out. The love you received is meant to be shared. The healing you experienced is meant to become a miracle for others. You will begin to live no longer by the world's standards, not for safety, comfort, or success, but for what is eternal: compassion, justice, truth, and presence. You will wake each morning not with anxiety, but with the question, whom can I be a light for today? How can I love today? Can I be heaven's hand upon this earth? And in that way of living, you will discover deep joy not in grand accomplishments, but in the quiet certainty of my companionship beside you. You will come to know that love is no longer just emotion, it is action. Kindness is no longer a choice, it is your new instinct. Prayer is no longer a duty, it is your breath. Meditation is no longer a technique, it is the place where you find me and find yourself. Again, and then, what once seemed meaningless will begin to shine. Past failures will be seen as precious lessons. People you once struggled to accept will become opportunities to practice forgiveness. Your suffering will no longer be dull memories, but proof of my transformative power. This new vision will not remove your pain, but it will give you new eyes to see it with hope. Until you can say, I was once in pain, but it was that pain that led me to the light. Oh, my beloved child, this new vision is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the doorway to a fuller life, a deeper existence, a closeness to me you've not yet known. You will stumble. There will be times when you are weary, but do not be afraid. I am always with you, and I will remind you again and again. Each time you forget, you have seen, you have been touched, and you are sent not to prove anything, but to love, to live, and to let the divine light be seen in this world through your very life, through the smallest of things. Walk forward, you whose eyes have been opened, and do not look back in fear. Look ahead with holy wonder, and I will walk with you through every path. For now, you are no longer blind. You see, and in that seeing, you live, truly live. My dear one, now I speak not only to your body, but to the most hidden, delicate part of you, the window of your soul, your eyes. These eyes have viewed life through the lens of exhaustion, pain, unmet hopes, and loss. These eyes have closed at times, unable to bear the harsh glare of reality, overwhelmed by images too brilliant or too bitter for this world. But child, I have come to tell you this: your eyes were not made to witness despair. They are messengers of hope, gateways to light, lenses reflecting the glory of my throne. So now, in the unchanging love and power of mine, I speak to your eyes as an artist speaks to his treasured instrument, as a potter gently shapes the clay made pliable by grace. May the lens of your being be cleansed of every speck of doubt and fear, each speck a word that wounded, an experience that made you question yourself, even question me. I know there were days you couldn't look into the mirror. You couldn't lift your gaze to the sky, thinking the light wasn't meant for you. But I tell you today that light is me. And your eyes, once freed from the dust of life, will again receive and reflect that light into the world. May the muscles that lift your eyelids find new strength, not the strength of strained willpower, but the gentle strength of faith, faith formed in silence, in prayer, in moments when you sat alone, yet knew I was near. From now on, each morning when you open your eyes, may it not be with anxiety, but with hope. May you no longer face the future with hesitation, but with readiness. I know you've lived defensively, afraid that every beautiful thing might leave. But now, let those small muscles that lift your eyes become symbols of a new person, one who no longer lives from fear of loss, but from gratitude for what is. May your retinal cells dance in harmony, as though every motion were choreographed by angels themselves. I did not create you to live in chaos. Every part of your body is a perfect symphony, each cell named, each tendon arranged like lines of sacred poetry. And now, in your eyes, I restore order not just to see the physical clearly, but to perceive my presence in all things, in sunlight filtering through the leaves, in the steam rising from your morning tea, in the tender gaze of someone beside you. Your retina will no longer be a passive screen, but a living canvas, where light and meaning meet and intertwine. May every optic nerve blaze anew, not from fleeting sensory excitement, but from the revival of divine intuition, the ability to see beyond what is seen, to understand beyond what is shown. These nerves will carry not only signals to your brain, but understanding from heaven. You will know when to pause beside the hurting. You will know to look deeply into a child and hear the cry unspoken. You will know when to lift your eyes and realize I am still covering you beneath the shadow of my wings. Even when life feels senseless, that is vision, not merely sight. And that, my child, is what I give you today. Beloved, as I work in your eyes, I also work in your soul. Nothing within you is forgotten by me. To help you understand this, remember the blind man of Jericho. He sat by the roadside, forgotten by an entire city. His name was Bartimaeus, a beggar, invisible to the world. But when he heard I was passing by, he did not hesitate. He cried out, "Son of David, have mercy on me." And though many told him to be silent, he cried even louder. That is faith, faith that refuses silence, even when silenced. And I stopped. I called him forward and asked, "What do you want me to do for you?" He replied, "Lord, I want to see." And I said, "Your faith has healed you." In that moment, his eyes were opened. But not only his eyes, his whole life changed. He no longer sat at the margins. He rose and followed me. My child, that is you. Perhaps you, too, have been placed at the roadside of life, feeling unseen. But today, I am passing through your life, not hastily, not casually, but with a heart full of compassion. And when you call, even in a whisper, I stop. I turn toward you. I ask, "What do you want me to do for you?" And now, I hear your heart's cry, "Lord, let me see." And I say to you, you will see not only with your eyes, but with your soul. From this moment on, your eyes are part of a sacred mission. No longer merely tools for survival. They are now windows through which divine beauty enters. Look at others, with new eyes, the eyes of one who has been shown mercy. Look at yourself with new eyes, no longer accusing, no longer tortured by what's unfinished. And look at the world with new eyes, seeing potential amid the ruins, hope amid the wasteland. My child, what I begin today is not a momentary emotion, but a complete restoration. Your eyes will no longer be just eyes. They will become lamps shining for those walking in the night. They will be meeting places of light and compassion, and in every look you give, a part of me will reach out to someone else. And finally, remember this: your restored sight is not only so you can see more clearly, but so you can live more clearly. Clearly in who you are, clearly in the call from heaven, clearly in the path ahead, even if it is steep or uncertain. You will walk it, knowing that the one who opened your eyes is the one guiding each step. You no longer see with fear. You see with gratitude, no longer with weary eyes, but with a gaze ignited by the very breath of the one who said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And now, that light dwells within your eyes. That, my child, is the miracle radiant, eternal. And it begins now, my beloved, in this very moment. As the breath of the divine surrounds you like gentle morning mist, I bestow upon you a blessing, not a symbolic phrase, but a living reality forming within every nerve, every cell, every blink of your eyes. This is the prayer from the depths of my heart, from the place where love never fades, from the place that remembered your name before the world was made. May your tear ducts and oil glands, those small, seemingly insignificant parts of your physical eyes now, become living springs, flowing not only to protect the cornea, but to refresh the soul. Let your tears no longer be mere biological responses, but living prayers that flow from your depths, tears of joy at seeing wonder, tears of repentance for doubting, for turning away, for merely surviving and not truly living, and tears of thanksgiving, for now you know you were never abandoned, never forgotten. May every tear wash away the remnants of doubt like the first rain after drought cleansing the dusty roads. Every old layer, every what if, every I'm not worthy, let them all be carried away by the waters of grace. Your eyes will not only be brighter, they will be clearer. You will no longer see only with sight, but with faith, with love, with presence. From now on, your eyes will be like crystal windows, letting divine light pass through unobstructed, illuminating every place you look and letting others see that light reflected in your gaze. Receive this blessing as an echo from generations past, from those who once stood in my presence, the blind who saw, the deaf who heard, the lame who stood tall, and those like you stepping into a new life. This is not the height of a single emotional moment, but the convergence of every miracle ever wrought gathered here, in your body and soul, as a meeting point between heaven and earth. Imagine know that a new wind of my spirit is blowing through you, not bringing a storm, but restoration. It flows through every joint, every hidden place in your heart, carrying the breath of life, renewing what once seemed lifeless. This wind is not cold, it is tender as a gentle hand, touching without hurting, lifting without burden. It is the breath of truth, my breath in you, so that you will not merely live, but live with purpose. Live in light, live with eyes fully opened. And now, with all my power, love, and faithfulness, I establish a covenant with you not written on paper, but inscribed upon your spirit, etched into every blink of your eyes, every gaze you offer to the world, every action born of eyes that now see with love. From this moment on, no darkness can obscure your sight, not because darkness disappears, but because the light within you is strong enough to pierce it. The gray days, the unseen turns, the things you don't yet understand, these will no longer bring fear, because your eyes now see through faith, through hope placed in me. No veil of sorrow can obscure the light you now behold. Sadness may still pass by, and trials may still come, but they are no longer your dwelling place. You are no longer defined by loss, by disappointment, or by broken dreams. You are free to see the beauty behind the pain, the meaning behind the trials, and the resurrection behind every loss. And no fog of illness can dim the radiance of life. Though your body may at times grow weary with the years, though your physical eyes may still carry limitations, the light of your soul, the light born of the union between your faith and my spirit, shall never fade. You will always see clearly. This life is a ceaseless miracle, a universe singing a song of hope and mercy. And you, an awakened thread in that great symphony, will remain a witness of life itself. And my child, from this day forward, each time you shed a tear, remember that your tears are no longer symbols of defeat. Each drop is a sacred mark of covenant, a testimony that you have seen, that you have believed, that you have been touched. And every gaze you offer toward a loved one, a stranger, or even yourself in the mirror, becomes a blessing, a ray of my light shining forth into the world. So then, my beloved, open your eyes. See the world again, not with the old eyes, but with eyes cleansed by love and truth. Walk not merely as one who has been healed, but as one who now carries that light to heal others. And in every place your feet may go, let your eyes become the living proof that I am alive, that I am working, and that I am loving each person, each moment, each life. This blessing has been spoken, has reached you, and now lives within you. All that remains is for you to step into it, receive it, and live it through every gaze. And I, the Eternal One, will walk with you always, in light, in tears, in new sight, and in a love that never changes. Oh, my beloved child, now, as time dissolves into the sacred, as all worldly concerns fall silent to make space for the holy taste, I, the Eternal One, with neither beginning nor end, seal this promise with the signature of eternity. This is not a fleeting vow, not a sweet comfort meant only to soothe momentary pain. This is a divine covenant, etched into your soul by the very finger of the one who painted the universe. Every atom in creation heard my voice when I spoke, and now your eyes too have heard it, a call to awakening. A promise fulfilled. Rise now, my beloved, and behold, not just with your body, but with your soul, with a will rekindled, and a faith newly revived after long weariness. Your feet once trembled beneath the weight, but now, with light pouring into every cell, you are no longer merely one who walks, you are one who is sent. Your eyes, once blurred by tears, now open like windows of heaven, receiving my unending light. Open your eyes, my child, and receive the tapestry of the world, not a barren land of pain and despair, but a world being healed, being made new. Your very body is reborn in light, like a withered branch, budding again after a rain of grace. The places once dry I have saturated. The parts once broken I have sewn together with golden threads of compassion. The healing you've received is not simply something that happened, it is the living evidence of a sacred work I have been faithfully weaving, day and night, with unmeasurable love and patience. Let the miracle of all ages converge in your gaze, the light that passes through eyes I have touched, and which now sees the world anew. Every look you give is no longer the look of one who has suffered, but the gaze of one who has passed through darkness and now carries the light of life. From this moment on, your eyes will bear witness to the unbroken flow of my mercy, a stream that flows from the throne of heaven, through history, into the present, and outward to those around you. You have not been healed just for yourself. This healing is a sacred invitation, an invitation to join me in a greater work, the restoration of the entire universe. Through your eyes, I will touch those who have never been touched. Through that gaze of truth and love, hearts once sealed will begin to crack open, like frost melting under the first warmth of spring. Step forward. My child, do not hesitate. Do not fear that you are not enough. It is precisely you with your old wounds and winding path who is most fit to bring light into darkness. The glory in your eyes is not the brilliance of pride, but the humble glow of one who has stumbled and been lifted up. Every time you look at someone with those eyes, you speak on my behalf. You let them know you are not forgotten. You are not lost. You are still loved. Great. And believe this, my child, every gaze of yours will ignite hope in the hearts of others. This light requires no grand words, no dramatic gestures, just a gaze long enough, real enough, true enough that others may glimpse within it what they had lost: faith in goodness, in humanity, in the divine who still walks among mankind. That is your role, not to preach through doctrine, but to live through eyes that know how to love. For your healing is not yours alone. It is a summons to all the weary, the dim-eyed, the ones groping through night to come and behold the wonder of the Spirit. When you share the miracle that has happened within you, you lift the veil for others to see that heaven is still moving. God is still renewing and still calling every child back to the light. And I will dwell in every one of those gazes. I will be in every encounter, in every moment that seems ordinary but holds the power to melt away years of coldness. Because you are not walking alone. You walk with my glory, with the light I have given, with the breath I have placed again within your eyes. You are no longer a victim of the darkness. You are its light bearer. No longer a seeker of miracles. You are the miracle. No longer seeing with weary eyes, but with the eyes of one who has seen eternity. Sorrise. My child. See. Walk. Shine. Be the new river flowing through the desert. Let my promise live in every gaze you offer, so that through them, the world bit by bit will come to see me again, through your very eyes. And this, truly, is glory. This is covenant. This is life. This is me and you. O my beloved child, the one I have called by name among multitudes. Listen to me once more, but this time, not with ears alone, but with your whole soul trembling before my presence. From the first dawn, when light first touched the face of the deep, when I said, "Let there be light," in that very word, I sowed the seed of vision, of awareness, and of revelation. From the foundation of the universe, light was reserved for you. And now, in this sacred moment, I affirm it once more, not merely as a blessing, but as an eternal seal upon your soul. Your eyes are a precious gift, a river of blessing and revelation. They are not just windows to behold the world, they are the openings through which I shine. May your eyes be healed completely, not only from physical affliction, but from every invisible dust that has ever clouded your sight, fear, self-doubt, the words that once choked your faith. From today on, you will see yourself fully in me, not a distorted image shaped by failures, not someone else's reflection, but the true portrait of one who is loved, chosen, and blessed. And through those eyes, you shall also behold the boundless beauty of all I have made. Nothing is ordinary. No one is insignificant. Every creature, every gust of wind, every face you meet, every season you walk through, each bears my mark, and you whose eyes are now opened shall be the one who sees it most clearly. That is your privilege. That is your calling. Go forth, my child. Nothing holds you back now. No more darkness clutching you. No more accusations echoing. No more fog keeping you hesitant. You have been healed from within to without, from body to soul. You have been illuminated by the light that never fades. And you have been empowered, not by earthly power, but by eternal love, by unending mercy, by invincible faith. Go not as one who has fallen, but as one who has been raised. Let your eyes bear my living testimony with gentleness, with compassion, with a gaze that knows how to understand and how to heal. Your eyes shall become a lamp that never goes out in the night, a small sun that brings light to the lost. Let others look into your eyes and see hope, see life, see me alive among mankind. Leave this place whole, restored, empowered. Nothing can separate you from the love I have for you, not trial, not others, not even yourself in moments of weakness. My love is the unbroken cord, the light that will not dim, the shelter that cannot fall. In that love, you will find every answer, every strength, and every peace your heart has ever longed for. Walk forward strong as one shielded by heaven, gentle as one who knows they are beloved, and steady as one who belongs to something unshakable. Love deeply, not selectively, not cautiously for that. Love is the river that softens every barren land. Serve faithfully, not for recognition, not for reward, but because it is the language of one who has been touched, and your legacy a life lived vibrant. Sincere, enduring in love, shall echo for generations. My child, I am always with you, even to the end of the age. There is not a single moment in the days to come where I will be absent. When you lift your eyes to seek me, I am already there. When you sigh in silence, I am listening. When you rejoice over small wonders, I smile with you. When you tremble before a turning point, I reach for your hand. And when you fall, I will always be the one who lifts you. Now, step into the new dawn I have prepared for you. This dawn is not merely the light that appears in the sky. It is the awakening of your spirit. It is the dawn of a life no longer held back by the past. The dawn of a calling to live as light amidst the world. A dawn in which every act you perform, every breath you draw, will proclaim the glory of the one who heals, the one who redeems, the one who is your God. Beloved child, I have long awaited this moment. I have followed your every step, listened to your whispered prayers, cradled every tear you shed, and treasured each dream you once buried. And now, When you say yes, not with your lips, but with your heart, with the certainty in your eyes, with your readiness to walk, I am ready. The universe bows. The heavens echo in unison. Angels go before you to prepare the way. You are the one who is called, the one who is sent, the one who carries the light, the one who leaves a mark. Now offer me your most sincere prayer. Almighty God, I bow in stillness, allowing my heart to melt in the sacred presence of your mystery. I bring no argument nor merit before you, only a bare and longing heart, where I ask you to touch me once again. Please preserve the vision you have awakened in me. Let this light not be a fleeting moment, but become a lamp to guide me all my days. From now on, may I no longer see life through weary or indifferent eyes, but through the lens of your boundless compassion. Teach me to see the beauty hidden within brokenness, and to find you in every adversity. Lord, may you be there in every gaze of mine, so that when the world looks upon me, they will see you. O Mighty One, your love has lifted the veil that once clouded my soul, and for the first time I see the world through eyes illumined by truth. Grant me the strength to hold on to this vision when life's darkness creeps back, when disappointment knocks, when others fail to perceive what I see. Let me not be lost when the path becomes obscure, but remind me of the light that once shone within me. Grant me a heart of deep empathy, that I may not only perceive my own sorrow, but also the silent burdens of my brothers and sisters. And through every look, let me become your outstretched hand to heal, to uphold, and to love. Loving Father, you have declared that no darkness can ever overshadow the light you have placed within my eyes. Etch these words upon my heart as an eternal promise. I ask you to guard this light against the storms within me, against the doubts of the world, and even those from my own heart. When my mind grows weary and my physical eyes can no longer see clearly, let the eyes of my soul remain fixed on you, still perceiving truth, still recognizing what is right, still choosing love over judgment. Let my gaze open doors for others, so they may glimpse you smiling through this life. Thank you, Creator of all. With a grateful heart, I give thanks for eyes that have been healed and opened to behold the light of true life. Thank you that every tear once shed is no longer a symbol of despair, but of faith and elevation. In each glance, I now behold your image, an image overflowing with love and brimming with eternal hope. I know now that there is nothing more precious than living in the light you bestow. And in every new day, my heart is refilled with the promises you have spoken. With deepest gratitude, I thank you for giving me a purified vision, through which every object, every soul I encounter becomes sacred and full of meaning. Thank you for helping me recognize the presence of love in the smallest details, in tender gestures, in fleeting moments where hearts are touched. This presence, even through my own eyes, is a constant reminder that you are always near, guiding me, protecting me, and leading me through every path. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we can build a strong community of faith.